All right. Good good evening, excellent students. Please let me know if I'm audible enough. Good, good evening, excellent students. Please let me know if I'm audible enough. Audible enough. Good evening, Connie. Good evening, Caroline. Hope you are doing fine. I hope you had a wonderful day. I hope you had a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful day. Okay, loud and clear. I am loud and clear. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. So yesterday we started looking at systems. How to make a system, why a system is important. But in today's workshop, I want to focus on making a study timetable and how to study biology. Okay, this is important because we need to have a study timetable. As a student, a study timetable is vital. So I hope I'm audible. I hope I'm clear on your end. So the objectives: making a study timetable, how to study biology. That's what we're going to focus on. So yesterday we defined what a study timetable is. We said when it comes to a study timetable, this is a plan or schedule which indicates days, time, and topics a student will study. So when you are making a study timetable, your study timetable should indicate days, it should indicate time, and it should also indicate topics that you're going to study. Your timetable should have these three things: days, time, topics. If your study timetable doesn't have topics, it is a weak study timetable, meaning it is not detailed study timetable. Study timetable that does not have topics, it is a weak study timetable. Throw it away. It is not useful. Okay. Now, why is a study timetable important? Why do you need a study timetable as a student? Number one, it helps. Okay, it helps a student to be organized. As a student, you have to be organized, and you start being organized by making a study timetable. So that's one reason why a study timetable is important, because it helps a student to be organized. When you are organized, things will flow. But if you're disorganized, if there's chaos in your studies, you will find that it will be hard for you. It will be hard. So you really need a study timetable to be organized. Number two, it enables a student to think ahead of time and plan on how they will tackle a course or subject. So when you have a study timetable, when you're making a study timetable, you are required to sit down and think ahead of time. Oh, this week, what topic am I going to cover in biology this week? What topic am I going to cover in science? What topic am I going to cover in math? So a study timetable will enable you, it will make you sit down and think ahead of time. Okay? So that you can see how you're going to tackle a course or a subject. So that is why a study timetable is important. So how many of us have got study timetables? How many of you have got study timetable? So if you have a study timetable, just say, yes, I have a study timetable. If you don't have, be honest and say, Saine, I don't have a study timetable. How many of us can say we have a study timetable? No one has a study timetable. Who has a study timetable? Hmm? Do you have a study timetable? Or maybe you use feelings when studying. You just decide, today I think I feel like studying science. Then you start studying science. As you're studying science, you even switch. And I think, let me just study civic education. I think let me solve math. This topic is hard to understand. Let me just solve more. Caroline, I don't have, unfortunately. Okay. Who else doesn't have a study timetable? Ngati simuniuza nizaenda kai nishimuone kamonsa mulinayo study timetable. Now me, I don't have. Okay. You're going to have one today. After this workshop, make sure you make a study timetable. Very important for you to have a study timetable. Very important. Okay. So, like I said, a study timetable is a plan. Very important for you to plan. Okay. You need to plan. You need to do what? To plan. Connie, I have one that, but let me just highlight that comment. I have one, but it's not strong enough. Okay, we'll work on that. A study timetable should be strong. So Connie has one, but it's not strong enough. Okay. So, like I said, a study timetable is a plan, meaning you sit down and think ahead. You plan. You have to plan. When mumalemba study timetable, I mean, it is unrealistic. You need to know your schedule first of all. How is your schedule? What time is best for you to study? Understand, right? These things you have to think about them before you even make a study timetable. What time is best for you? How is your schedule as a student? How is your schedule? What time do you wake up? What time do you sleep? Remember yesterday I talked about system, right? So if you have a system, it will even tell you what time to sleep. What time do you sleep? What time do you wake up? These things are important. You have to think about them. Okay. So a proper study timetable should have the following. A proper study timetable should have the following. Number one, time. Your study timetable should have what? Time. This is a specified time a student will study a particular subject. So when it comes to time, like I said, there are some students who study best in the morning. There are some students who study best in the afternoon. Their brain is active during the day. Then there are some students, their brain is active in the night. You need to know what time is best for you as a student. Is it in the morning? Is it in the afternoon? Or is it in the evening? You need to know what time is best for you. Understand, right? And then there are those students who are gifted. Them, they study at any particular time. They're able to study. But your study timetable should have time. So you need to know what time is best for you. And, this is dependent on your schedule. So if you go for work, meaning during the day, it's impossible for you to study. That can't work for you. Okay? So you need to know the time which is best for you to study. Is it in the morning? Is it during the day? Is it in the evening? You need to think about that. Okay? Otherwise, your study timetable should have what? Time, of which this is a specified time a student will study a particular subject. Number two, days. These are days a student will study a particular subject. On what days are you mostly free? On Saturday, is your Saturday the same as Monday? If they're not the same, then you know to say, even your study timetable should be different on Saturday. Okay? So if you know that, Sunday I go for church, or Saturday I go for church, what time do you knock off? Okay. What time can you allocate on such days for your books? So your days should also be part of your study timetable, of which I recommend studying every day. As a student, why are you skipping a day? You should study every day. You should be consistent. Then the final thing is topics. Like I said, if your study timetable doesn't have topics, it is a weak, lazy timetable. Because when your study timetable has got this section, which is topics, that simply means you will be updating it. It will be a study timetable that is going to be updated. So topics, these are subtopics of a course or subject that a student will study at a particular time and day. Okay, so your study timetable should also have topics. Once that is included, then I can say your study timetable is detailed. But if it lacks topics, if it doesn't have topics, then it's not a detailed study timetable. It's weak. Okay. Now here's the format of a study timetable. So make sure that you take a screenshot. I don't know how you can do it, but maybe I'll take a screenshot and then I'll share it in the group. But this is the format of a study timetable. So a study timetable should have days, subject, topic, time. Then, like I said, study every day, Monday to Sunday or Sunday to Monday. You should study every day. You don't have to miss any day. So down there, you can see it saying this timetable format is to be updated every week with new topics. That column for topics, it is the one that will be changing every week. Okay, it is the one that is going to be changing every week. So Monday, you have to put, oh, on Monday, these are the subjects I'm going to study. I will study, okay, I will do math. Excuse me. Of which math shouldn't even be on a study timetable because it's every day. So there's no need for you to even put it there. Just not to say, oh, every day I'll be solving 5 questions for maths. But like other subjects, you can put them there. Oh, Monday I'll do biology. Tuesday I'll do physics. Wednesday I'll do chemistry, whatever subject you're taking. But when it comes to biology, if you're only taking biology, right? If you're only taking biology, then you should be studying it every day. But if you've got other subjects, then biology should be studying it at least 3 times. 3 times in a week. You should study biology 3 times. Okay. Therefore, there are 7 days in a week, right? So meaning 3 days you should study biology. You should study it at least 3 times if you have other subjects. But if you are taking math and biology, math shouldn't take you so much, like it shouldn't take long. Like I said, if you are going to solve 5 questions a day, that's enough. That's enough. That's the format I used to use. So you're going to solve 5 questions, then you study. Meaning both subjects you can be dealing with, you can be dealing with them every day. In the morning you study, whenever you have chance during the day you solve 1 question. In the around, you solve maybe around 13, you solve 1 or 2 questions. Around 16, you solve 1 or 2 questions. That's 4. Then in the evening, you solve 2 questions. That's 6. You're done. The next day, you solve 5 questions. But biology, you study it in the morning. That format can help you. Okay. That format can help you. Good evening, Grace. Good evening, Sibeso. All right. So this is the format of a study timetable. Make sure that you master it. Okay. And all of us should have a study timetable that looks like this. When you make a study timetable, submit it in the group so that I can see it. Submit the study timetable tomorrow. On the study timetable. I repeat, submit this study timetable tomorrow in the group. I hope we are clear on that. So this is the format of a study timetable. Now you know how to make a study timetable. You should make sure that you make one. So per topics, Paja, you can now put topics. So you can say, okay, for biology, this week, by the way, when you're planning, right, you say, okay, this week, I'm going to deal with genetics. I'll solve genetics this week. Cool. Then you're going to sit down and look at the subtopics of genetics. So you're going to say, okay, Monday, I'm going to study biology around 03, okay, 03:30 to 06 hours. And the subtopic I'll focus on under genetics is the language of genetics. I'll just focus on the language of genetics. Tuesday, I'll focus on cross diagrams under genetics. Wednesday, I'll focus on cell division, which is mitosis. Thursday, I'll focus on cell division, which is meiosis. Friday, I'll focus on sex linkage and mutation. Saturday, Sunday, you go through past papers. You see, you've made a plan. That is how you plan. Okay, that is how you plan. Any questions so far? Are we clear? Are we clear? No questions, no questions. I can move on. Okay. Think I can move on. So this is the format of a study timetable. Make sure that you create one, send it in the group by tomorrow. Now, how to study biology. Very important. When you are studying biology, I usually say this: study it with curiosity. Study biology with curiosity. Curiosity simply means you've got questions even before you open a book. You already have questions in the back of your mind. That's curiosity. Curiosity. You should study biology with what? Curiosity. So whenever you're studying biology, okay, whenever you are studying biology, you should have 5 questions in the back of your mind. That's curiosity. That's you being curious. You already have 5 questions before you even open a book. You already have 5 questions in the back of your mind. So whenever you're studying biology, you should have what? 5 questions in the back of your mind. These are: number 1, how is the process moving? Because biology is all about processes. You'll be learning about processes. Respiration is a process. Photosynthesis is a process. Excretion is a process. So the question is, how is the process moving? Before you even open a book, you already have that question in the back of your mind. Today I'll be looking at respiration. How is the process of respiration? That's the first question. Question number 2, what is involved in this process? What is involved in this process? That is the second question that you need to have in the back of your mind. What is involved in this process? That is question number 2. Then question number 3, what organs are involved in this process? Because the things that are involved, you need to now know them. What organs are involved in this process? What is involved? Because every process you're going to look at, there is something involved. Organs are involved. Okay, so if you're going to look at excretion, for example, in the process of excretion, we've got organs involved. Organs like the lungs, we've got the skin, we've got kidneys. There are things involved in the process of excretion. So you need to know what organs are involved in this process. And then question number 4, what are the functions or roles? Okay, what are the functions or roles of the things involved in this process? I can see there's a question here from Caroline. Let me just highlight it. Caroline is asking, sir, is it okay to study a topic and later answer questions on that particular topic? Kindly guide. Yes, very much okay. It's very much okay. That's what you should actually do. Don't move on to the next topic. Yes. I hope I'm clear. So answer some questions before you move on to the next topic. Okay. So what are the functions? What organs are involved in this process? Very important question that you need to ask yourself. What are the organs? What organs are involved in this process? So once you know the organs, the next question is, what are the functions or roles of the things involved this process. So those things that you've identified to be involved in the process, what are their functions and roles? Okay, what is involved? How are they involved? What is their purpose in that process? So what are the functions or roles of the things involved in the process? Then the final question is, why is this process important? Why is this process important? Once you're able to answer these 5 questions when you're studying, at least you've understood the topic. These are the questions that are going to indicate to you once you're able to answer that whether you've understood or not. If you are finding it hard to answer these 5 questions after studying a given topic, then you need to study again, or you need to ensure that you research more so that you'll be able to answer these 5 questions. So whenever you're studying, ensure that you're able to answer these 5 questions after every study session that you have. Yeah. All right. So that's what I had for you. That's what I had to share with you, my excellent students. Ensure that you apply what I have taught you here. It's not only about getting this information, but it's also about applying the information. Okay? If you don't apply, it won't work out. So make sure that you send the format of the timetable. Let me just put it back that we can see it. Ensure that you send me the format. You send me your study timetable by tomorrow. This is the format that you should follow as you're making your study timetable. So make sure that you make a study timetable and then send it to me tomorrow. Okay, so I can end here. I want to try something in the group, which is a WhatsApp call. Then let's see how it's going to work out. And they are just in the group. For me, I can end here. I will see you when I go live.